Welcome back
to the Colin and Miles show, take two.
I'm Colin.
And I'm Miles with a new friend. All right.
So, Miles said take two because we've already recorded this episode once, like a couple weeks ago.
However, the footage was unusable because of a setting issue.
And we were moving super slow.
Sorry. That's my bad. But, Colin was worried that we wouldn't have this guest joining us for our retake. And so let's introduce the newest crazy person in our abode.
Well, this is Percy.
Full name.
Well, parts of it I picked and parts of it Miles has added on, but his full name is Percy Smokehouse Big Paw Jackson. I named him after Percy Jackson from the books, the Lightning Thief books, but Miles tacked on Smokehouse because, he was holding a bag of chips.
I don't know what she's talking about. I've never even eaten chips before.
We should name him Smokehouse. And then I kept saying no. And also he named him Big Paw because he has very big paws.
They're weapons of mass destruction. Okay, bye-bye.
I also want to say that we didn't set out to get a force cat.
Nope. It kind of just happened.
Because I'd say like a month ago now at this point, right?
3 weeks ago.
No, I think it was more. I think it was a month.
Oh, maybe. Well, anyway, Colin was in the bedroom.
And I looked out the window and I saw these two ears. And I looked over and I'm like, Miles, there's a cat. And it's weird because the neighborhood, I've never seen a lot of stray cats. I've never seen, stray dogs, anything. Like in our old neighborhood, there were tons of stray cats that we would feed, but they were always afraid of us.
Mm-hmm.
This cat, so I saw him outside. I called to Miles. He came in there, and then I didn't see the cat again. And I was like, oh, I guess he ran off. And then I started hearing, a cat crying, and so Miles went to the back door, and look who it was. And
just
Miles opened the door
in.
and he walked in like he had always been here. He made himself at home. He slept on our bed like the first night he was here. And he's just kind of, he's acted like he's been here forever.
Yeah, well,
pretty much.
And I put several signs up around the neighborhood because, if I lost a cat, I'd want people, if they found it, to post signs. So post several signs around the neighborhood. Well, those got taken down within 24 hours. And then I also posted signs at the major intersection near here and the gas station over there and the veterinarian, which is about a mile down the road. And so I'm left to assume, given that these signs that were posted in the neighborhood were taken down like very early in the morning, and this guy is well groomed whenever he comes to the door.
He didn't, and he wasn't afraid of people.
Clearly a domestic cat. And so I'm left to think that maybe, some lover's quarrel, ended up with a spouse or significant other saying, no, I don't want this cat. I'll just let it go outside, and let the cat outside. And then I think also the familiarity that the cat had with our house, given that our houses, there are similar houses around with the same layout, also adds the context that, he was familiar with our layout to say that maybe he's familiar with another house. But all that to say is, why would you take down the signs?
Well, Miles thought it was the owner or somebody who took down the signs. I thought it was, the HOA or or the property owners or something. But regardless, I looked, the only animal shelter close to us only takes care of dogs, and so that's why we didn't like call animal shelters as well, because we just thought the closest one is like over 10 miles away. He couldn't have like
and
come from that far. And
but I'm just like, why would someone, is the signs, were in public places, very visible.
Oh, and Miles also posted on 2
Oh,
Facebook
yeah.
groups, our neighborhood group and then the Piedmont group, and so he hasn't been claimed in 4 weeks. I think we can keep him.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
And we're going to keep him because we're not going to take him to an animal shelter.
Yeah, but anyways, so that's the newest guy of our, of our little camaraderie.
Yeah, and he's wild. Like he's very hyper.
Yeah.
I guess that's to be expected because he's a kitten. But anyway, moving on
to a movie that we recently saw.
Well, now like
a couple weeks ago now.
No.
A few weeks.
No. Okay. The Flash, we watched that in June because we were supposed to talk about it in episode 24.
But we forgot about it, yeah.
So this is like really old now.
Oh, I was thinking about Barbie.
Oh, well, I was thinking about The Flash because it's the first on our list.
Yeah. So, I don't know why, but I thought B. Okay, it's at the beginning of the alphabet. Anyway, so we saw The Flash back in June, which was a decent movie.
That was pretty good.
It provided some very interesting, I guess, time travel, if you will, and, some very awesome callbacks to, Val Kilmer's Batman. And
no, he wasn't in there. That was
Michael Keaton. I'm sorry.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
He was in the trailer, so.
And given that Ben Affleck has played Batman, after the Flash gets done time traveling and comes back, it is the absolute worst rendition of individuals playing Batman. George Clooney. Oh no.
Now, we didn't mention that the last time we recorded.
Well, whatever.
I think we should start this segment over.
No, it's fine. We'll just, put a spoiler alert on it.
Okay, because I specifically didn't. I just said there's a good cameo at the end, and so you should watch the movie.
Yeah. So, that being said, it was a good, decent movie. I'm becoming more and more, I guess, liking to DC movies.
I like them because they're not some soap opera that I have to remember every single thing that happened in the last movie.
They're not,
and you don't have to watch all of them.
They're standalone, and so it makes it nicer.
They're standalones. They're nicer for someone like me who, I've tried to watch the Marvel movies at least 3 times now, and I get bored, and then I start from where I left off, and then I don't know what's going on because it's been so many years, and it's just like, I don't like it.
Well, so before we get to the other DC movie, as we have on our list another movie that we saw, Barbie.
On July 20th, we saw it, the day before it technically came out.
Yeah, which...
on my birthday.
I'm still sitting on the fence of how to feel about it. Like, I understand, beat the patriarchy, in some sense, but I don't know, it's just...
Well, alright, here's what I thought about it. I didn't have high expectations to begin with. I just thought, this will be a fun, like, corny movie, lighthearted Barbie, right? But it wasn't, but at the same time... So, you remember that TNG episode where there's
the
this
women
planet
are in
where
charge,
the women are in charge, and it was basically just flip-flopping, like, how our society was, in that era to, like, the women were the strong ones, and that was okay, like, for the 80s. That was a nice message for the 80s, but, like, in our day and age, it's like the Barbie movie did the exact same thing as that. because Barbie Land, the Barbies are in charge of everything, and the Kens are dumb and followers and everything, and it was just like not the right message for today. I think. Yeah. In my opinion.
I think the undertones were clearly cultural rather than.
Well, yes, but they could have done it more subtly instead of like, oh.
Well, it's like you look at like I'm going to bring up another topic that we're going to talk about because you just got done watching Once Upon a Time.
Yes.
Is Once Upon a Time.
Rewatching.
Once Upon a Time, I think, did an excellent job in illustrating, strong women, strong male characters, Ben Stone. No, I'm kidding. That's a reference to Manifest. But is Snow White, the actress that plays her currently, is, talking about, how she's playing Snow White's role in this. I don't need a man, it's like, it's not about love, it's about her being the hero. And I'm like, I'm sorry, have you seen Once Upon a Time where Snow White and Prince Charming are the two characters, and Snow White starts out as a bandit who's an outlaw, and then saves Prince Charming, and there's all of these situations where she's leading the hurrah.
So and she has a love story, and she's a hero, and she has a family. Like, she has everything.
You can have all the things at once.
Why can't we try to be like that? And why do we have to say love is a bad thing? Because everybody needs some sort of partner to do life with,
Yeah.
Like, you can't just go it alone. You need someone to have your back, and
I'm not one for her.
And so I'm just tired of all that, and so that brings us back to Barbie, because in this movie she didn't love Ken, and it was just like, why can't she have the love story and be strong
and feel empowered? Yeah, but well, needless to say, is see it if you want. Wouldn't necessarily recommend.
Watch it once, and you can make your own decision.
Yeah. But on to another B movie that we saw more recently, which I thought was fantastic. We were pleasantly surprised. We used a free ticket that Colin got for her birthday.
Yes.
And so, she has severe FOMO in life, and, FOMO, fear of missing out. And
I wouldn't say severe.
Okay, I'm sorry. Debilitating is the right word. And so we're like, oh, well, we were going to see the Haunted Mansion, but it was only in theaters for like 3 or 4 weeks.
That theater.
Yeah, but
like 3 weeks.
Still,
yeah.
It's the Haunted Mansion. You'd imagine that it would be in for longer, but nonetheless, it wasn't. They took it out, I guess, the Tuesday before.
Yeah, I think it was the Wednesday before. But anyway, I was like, well, I want to use my free ticket, so let's just see this DC movie and see, like, I didn't have high expectations.
Our expectations were probably non-existent.
Yeah, non-existent.
But we were pleasantly surprised.
Yes.
That movie, I think...
Did we even say what it is yet?
Blue Beetle, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I said that.
Oh.
I said on to another B movie.
Okay.
And it had George Lopez, who played comedy relief and I think dramatic reinforcement, and it takes place in a fictional city in Texas.
Yes.
And needless to say, it is the Blue Beetle characters referenced, obviously comics, but, like in Batman Beyond and other story arches. But needless to say, I thought it was great. He... I don't know.
I enjoyed it. I was pleasantly surprised. I told Miles that I think Volkswagen should do a deal, make a deal with to DC Comics and have a Blue Beetle like for this movie.
I don't know if the headlights would necessarily be legal because they'd have that yellow, like the honeycomb headlight. But either way, I'm sure they could get it to.
I was thinking they should do some purple in there too, since the colors of the movie were like blue purple.
Yeah. It was really good. So I would recommend that movie.
Yeah.
It's a good standalone DC superhero movie, and there's underlying agenda.
And there's like lots of comedy, so you can laugh, and it's family friendly, I think.
I thought so. Yeah. There's a grandma who, is surprisingly a badass. But on to another series of B movies that we watch in a weekend.
Yeah.
Back to the Future 1 through 3.
Which Miles had seen them before, but I had only seen the first one.
And so it was time for her to go, to take a blast from the past by watching Back to the Future.
Well, and it started because I think it was, I can't remember what channel, if it was TNT or TBS, but one of them was playing all three of them over and over all weekend, and so the next weekend I said, well, maybe we should watch them because they looked interesting, like the second two, and I thought, well,
yeah, I just thought, like for going into the future to 2015, now the past, the accuracy is uncanny. I mean, the digital holograms of like Jaws, I don't know what series and number it was.
I think it was 15.
Or some ridiculous
maybe
number.
Not. Maybe it was higher.
And as hoverboards, totally have hoverboards.
Well, and I thought the part from 2015 looked like Tomorrowland from Disney World's.
Definitely.
The actual park land. And I thought, well, I kind of want to watch that.
And the house that was in Back to the Future 2 looked like the house from, what is it?
Smart House?
No, it's a great...
the Carousel of Progress.
The Carousel of Progress.
Yes. Yeah. That's in Tomorrowland at Disney World, the Magic Kingdom.
They start out in like 1800s and then go forward in history, showing the development of technology, and like the future, if you will, is essentially the second movie.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed rewatching them, and I'm glad that she watched them now too, because then I can make references, and she'll get them.
And even on Talkville, they made a reference to Back to the Future, and I said, "Oh, I got
it." And I'm sitting there like, "That's good." All right, now on to a TV show that we are watching. Only Murders in the Building. They're on their third or fourth season.
We missed one.
Oh. Well, we'll get there. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
So, Only Murders, we're on the third or fourth season?
Third season.
Third season, and Steve Martin and Martin Scorsese's characters are high.
Why do you always say that?
What is it?
Martin Short.
Martin Short. I don't know. Martin Scorsese. That's why I always say it.
I know, but it isn't.
Duh. Martin Short and Steve Martin's characters are hilarious, and good on Selena Gomez, for complimenting that trio, because just the personalities are effective.
Yes.
And there's a new episode on today.
Yep, there is.
So we'll be watching that later. But Paul Rudd is in this, which, she believes that this is Paul Rudd's first movie, given that Paul Rudd never looks the same in any movie he's been in.
I know. I always say I couldn't pick him out of a lineup, probably, because he never looked the same.
Yeah.
I could not tell who that is.
And he looks the same for the last 20 years. It's creepy.
With different hairstyles.
I think he may be
a robot.
Yeah. But no, good show. Funny interactions with between Steve Martin and Martin Short. Recently, they were trying to talk to through a generational gap at a younger individual, and Selena Gomez was like, "Oh, I got this," and Martin Short and Steve Martin were like, "What are you talking about? You're like 72 years old, when he can't do it, and she just turns around and says, "Yes, Queen," or like some stupid amount of
of lingo.
lingo, and it worked. But
Yeah.
so the one I skipped, Strange New Worlds.
Star Trek, Strange New Worlds.
I feel like there should be a.
Well, I just wanted them to know it was Star Trek.
So the latest season, I think, is it's a lot better than Picard season 1 or 2. Season 3 of Picard was definitely the best by far, and it seems like they're treating the entire cast as an ensemble rather than something like Discovery, where Michael Burnham, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's a rue.
And but they pulled it off, and I applaud their effort, because who am I to argue with theoretical science? In this one episode, and you'll have to see it, is a musical. And they explain it being a musical because of a spatial anomaly, a fold in space-time being, aggravated or something. And needless to say, is I thought it was interesting, seeing a boy band of Klingons.
Yeah. Yeah, that episode was all right. I didn't really, it didn't keep my attention, but in our last episode, we talked about the time travel episode that was coming up, and I really enjoyed that, and they kept bringing that back over and over through the season, and it made me, very emotional.
Sad, she meant to say.
Well, yeah, sad. Yeah. But also mad and
well, hopeful at the same time too.
Well.
Yeah, but we already know that outcome, so.
But anyway, if you've never seen Star Trek, I think you should watch this anyway, because
it's a good introduction.
Technically, this is before Kirk's time, so you'd only have to see Enterprise to be chronologically in order, but.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a prime timeline. I think it's a version of it, but I may be mistaken on that. So don't,
Well, we still think that it's a great show, and we recommend it. Yeah.
Well, so we already touched on it, but did you have anything more you wanted to say about your rewatch of Once Upon a Time?
I don't remember in our previous shows if we talked about it a lot. We might have mentioned it, but we probably did because we were recording when it was on still, but I didn't realize how genius of a show it was until this time around.
How they intertwine certain elements.
And it's just like, it's a wonderful show. I'm going to, as I'm calling it, rewatch it sometime in the near future. That means I'm rewatching it, and it'll be my third time to watch it.
It's a good show.
So I would highly recommend that because
it's family friendly. It's Disney.
It's family friendly. It's Disney. It's not woke. Not
and
really.
It's not commie Disney. But yeah, no. We watched the last episode. Rewatched the last episode last night, and I didn't remember that someone was in the last episode, and I was like, well, no, that's good, because I was like, wow, that's totally uncool if that's.
I know. Yeah. So anyway, it's great. I love that show.
Well, moving on to our last topic, which is going to be relevant here in another, hour?
In 45 minutes.
Yeah, is we are finishing up square dancing advanced lessons. So, hooray!
Yeah.
Yeah, this young couple here, it's, putting on the, putting on the dance moves with a whole bunch of senior citizens. Woohoo!
We're not all senior citizens.
Yeah. They're good people.
Yes.
I don't know why I refer to them as senior citizens. It's probably because I want the people watching this, the younger people, to know it's cool to square dance.
Yes.
It's fun. It's a community.
You get to.
I get to, swing her around and flip her upside down and throw her down the, hall. It's a lot of fun. Square hall, not a hall.
If you live in Oklahoma, or Oklahoma City, or Tulsa, or wherever, if you live in Oklahoma, find somewhere to go square dance.
They will teach you, and you'll never be able to leave. It's fun.
It is really fun.
Yeah. But
and it keeps your brain sharp.
And this isn't very sharp. I don't know how to read. It's a reference to a Reno 911 commercial during Christmas.
I don't know how to read.
Oh dear.
Okay, so yes, and tonight I guess he said that already, we are finishing advanced lessons.
Yeah. These were cool. So, you should square dance too. But other than that, I think that about covers it for this. Yeah. Sorry we had to take to it, but you know, it's all the camera's fault. Well, my fault for not being sure to set up properly. Sorry. But, and you got to meet our friend, Percy, who is staring at us from over there. Now he's closing his eyes because I was pointing at him.
Yes. Well, thank you for watching. And, and the last time I pointed out my mug, so I will do that again. And this time my shirt matches because I Pooh Bear, and I have my Pooh Bear mug. Thank you, Mom. And,
should always value your mom in case someone is watching.
Yeah, he's not watching.
Who knows?
Okay. Well, until next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.